Yes, again, an interruption from the network MTN. So this is a continuation of the last video. So let's start from the beginning. Alan Fairness from Bristol was asleep in his bed at 6 a.m. on April 31st last year when he was woken by a bang, by a loud bang in the garden. He looked outside and discovered that the green and white polo shirt, which was packed to the washing line to dry, had burnt to a crisp. Crisp spelled CRISP. Only a few bits of cloth remained around the shoulders, eh, and none of the other cloths on the line had been affected. None of the other clothes on the line had been affected. Easily miss my place. Had been None of other clothes on the line had been affected. Checks with the Bristol Weather Center showed that the weather was fine at the time, with no lightning in the area. The incident remains a mystery. Just you line up your clothes to dry, and then you hear a big bang, and then you go out, and part of one shirt is bent and the other not, and you can't tell why. The weather people say no, everything was fine, so they can't understand. Well, only God understands this. Maybe the scientists will figure out a reason for it. But scientists uh, always get answers after, or almost always gets answers after an incident. They don't get it before it happens. They get it after it has happened. So now another story. A 40-year-old golfer, David Bailey, was killed by a rat which ran up his trouser leg as he hunted for his golf ball at Gaddowstown, Gaddowstown Golf Course, at Golf Course in the Ireland. Yeah, those there will know I'm not calling it right because I'm not an Irish island man. He started the rodent. He startled the rodent when he jumped into a ditch on the first hole. It shot up his leg and urinated on him. That's the rodent. Despite being warned by his playing partners to go back to the club's house and take a shower immediately, Bailey refused, saying he had no cuts or bites. So he finished his run of golf. Unfortunately, before he took a shower 4 hours later, he touched his leg and smoked a cigar. Hmm. He touched his leg and smoked a cigar. Doctors believe this is what caused the deadly Wales disease carried by the rat to be passed from Bailey's fingers to his mouth. He died 2 weeks later in a Dublin hospital when his kidneys collapsed. Pardon me. So you see, this is what we always say. Only God knows when you will end up. Nobody. He knows the last day. Nobody knows. Hmm? Whatever you are doing, He knows how you will end, when you will end. Sad or happy. The ending is never happy, but some are better than others. So he was advised, but he thought it was just by the way. But you can imagine what happened. Hmm? So it's very sad. Even affecting his kidneys. His kidneys had collapsed just from a rat bite. Little shocker, another story. Wendy Seal from Derby was vacuuming when her vacuuming VACUUMIN cleaning was vacuuming when her 11-month-old daughter Lorraine Lorraine bit clean through the electrical flex. Hmm? What is one? Yeah, bit clean through the electrical flex. Mrs. Seal quickly pulled out the plug. I was sure she's dead, she said. There was smoke coming out of the sides of her mouth, and her hair was standing on end. But soon after being taken to the hospital, but soon after being taken to hospital, Lauren was sitting up in perfect health, apart from a small blister on her mouth. So these are two construction, uh, what do I say? Two constructing stories. One died because nobody was expecting him to die. Because of the rat bite, nobody was expecting him to die. Another one here, nobody expected her to be alive, and she's alive. So these are signs from God. Mm. سنريهم آياتنا في الآفاق وفي أنفسهم حتى يتبين لهم إنه الحق. Mm. أو لم يفي بربك إنه على كل شيء شهيد. I read it in one of our videos. We shall show you signs from far regions of the earth. Is it not enough that God is witness to all that you do? So this is it. God is witness to what happens, and these are signs. The signs didn't happen in Ghana; they happened somewhere in Ireland, and we are hearing about them. And God has provided the internet for us for this dissemination of news to come to us even better, in a better way. So I think I've read this Bigfoot. Yes, this is why people don't like this paper. Sex, 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 sex. Mm. Of course, without sex, there won't be people in the world. But God has His rules, guidance for us to follow, and maybe we are not following them well. But so, how to get the sex life you want? Seize the night. 8 ways to make whatever you've got better. I didn't buy the papers because of those stories anyway. I bought them because of the science in them. Another foreign story. I mean, foreign to Africa. Madonna is pregnant with her third child. Let me see. I'm trying to show the whole page to you before. So, Madonna is pregnant with her third child, or is she? A question mark. I don't think I should read it, but because their pictures are there. Madonna has always wanted more children. So I'll show you the pictures there. These are the pictures. The Oprah story is also here. colors your marriage with exotic passion positions. Positions. Another story, my wife's best friend. Well, I just came these are our stories. Brotherhood Church goes gay with celebrations. Let me first. Uh, the foundation of the Brotherhood Church International, Kotobabi, in Accra, shook with joy as celebrants danced and sang praises to God last Sunday with January. I think it's okay. It's not a very important. Let's go here. This may be helpful. This column, dream and their meanings. Uh, in fact, the article didn't say dreams; it said dream. So maybe I should add the S to them. Dreams and their meanings. Or is it one dream? I don't know. I see my dad. That's the dreamer. My dad died a year after I was born, and I've had two dreams about him since. In one, I am a little girl, and we were in a garden playing with a ball. In the other, I am an adult, and we are sitting on a beach talking, and he's happy for me. On both occasions, but the writing says one both occasions. I know it's an error, just like I make errors. They haven't corrected them, so it's not surprising I'm not correcting my errors. It says one both occasions, but I should be on both occasions. His face is clear. So when there are errors, anybody who is clever enough can detect them and then ignore them. Mm. So on both occasions, his face is clear. Then answer. Your early loss of your father is being healed by dreaming about him. For from being forgotten, for from being forgotten, he is still very much a part of your emotional life. The ball, garden, and beach signify a reunion. Mm. The ball, garden, and beach signify a reunion. The dreams are a way of providing you with peace of mind and tranquility in your heart. Mm. Then the second story. So the title should have actually been Dreams and Their Meaning, and not Dream and Their Meaning. Like I said, so I've got companions of mistakes. Mm. Uh, Pardon me to say that. He is about to strangle me. That's another story. Uh, my partner keeps having a recurring. My partner keeps having a recurring dreams. Well, also not my writing. My partner keeps having a recurring dreams. Let me see, let me remove the air. My partner keeps having recurring dreams where he ties a man on railway tracks. He feels he's murdered his man and then wakes up with his arms around my neck, about to strangle me. It is causing both of us some distress. Could you help us to make sense of it? So, this is the sense the dream master is given. When we act out of dreams, act out is in inverted commas, act out. When we act out of dreams, there is a need to look closely to them. Your partner is feeling murderous rage because he feels that his life path is being obstructed in some way. Sorry, please, I'm reading what I see. I haven't corrected what I'm reading. Uh, Murderous rage because he feels that his life path is being obstructed in some way. So let me correct it. He feels that his life path is being obstructed in some way. It sounds as though, on some level, he is blaming your relationship, which is why the rage comes out to, to you, comes out towards you. But this does not indicate that he hates you. Far from it, his dream has more to do with his own feelings about being in a relationship and his worry that some of his own dreams are not being fulfilled. It sounds as though it is time you both sat down and talked about both your feelings about the relationship. Once you've cleared the air, these these dreams will probably stop. And here dreams is spelled as DRAM. These drums will probably stop. So I've corrected it. These dreams will probably stop. So I don't think there's a very clear interpretation. Mm. A dinosaur is chasing me. I have two recurring dreams. In one of them, I am being chased by a dinosaur, and in the other one, my teeth are falling out by the handful, and my mouth is full of blood. Ablo, that's the writer. Then answer dinosaur or interpretation. Dinosaurs come from a time we have almost forgotten, but it is also a time to which it is also a time to which we owe our existence in many ways. Mm. The dinosaur represents the growth of our personality, the origins of yourself. Mm. As you are being chased, it means your past is literally catching up with you. Mm. Losing your milk, losing your milk teeth signifies the loss of childhood. So this dream shows you are feeling less secure about growing older. Perhaps it is one Perhaps it is one to chew over. So, so maybe we shall end here and continue later. Thanks a lot, Lalekai.